Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good one today. I'm Nick, and today I'm finally wrapping up the Terminator franchise with a ranking. And of course, just like my reviews, I am not alone on this journey. Go check out Jason Nike's channel, the J-Man's Movie Cave, where he reviewed every movie just like me in the Terminator franchise, and now he's about to rank them as well. I'll leave a link to his video down in the description as soon as it releases, and let's get into this. So coming into last place at number 6, we got Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. Now this isn't a terrible movie by any means. In fact, I'm more mixed on it than anything. First of all, I just really do not like Nick Stahl's portrayal of John Connor. I don't think it fits at all. He's probably my least favorite John Connor of the whole series. Kate Brewster, his future wife, I think the girl who played her did a way better job than Nick Stahl, which is unfortunate. Arnold's always great as the T-800, even though I feel like this is the weakest out of all of his performances, just because they give him a few too many cringeworthy dialogue scenes and such. But aside from that, he does an okay job, and the Terminatrix, the villain in this one, is okay as well. It's just like this female version, kind of the T-1000 with a few more tricks up her sleeve, like she has weapons on her arms and shit. But she's not like a big standout character either. It's just that she's just okay. And I guess that's kind of how I feel about this entire film. It's just okay. And the whole final act just feels so anticlimactic, where they just go into hiding, waiting for Judgment Day to happen. It just wasn't for me. I never did like that ending ever since I had this on VHS. And yeah, this is just easily my least favorite out of the franchise. Now coming in at number 5, we got Terminator Salvation. Now I do really like the fact that this movie wasn't trying to rip off the other sequels or take ideas from it. It kind of did its own thing. It went in the future after Judgment Day, and we got to see how things played out in the war, which was really cool to see. Christian Bale does a pretty good job at portraying John Connor, even though there's a few times feels like he's still stuck in Batman mode with the way he talks, like real low. Anyway, aside from that, he does a pretty good job. But I feel like Kyle Reese is okay too, but there's just not enough of him. And you can really tell that they changed the script just for Christian Bale. Like when he signed up to this movie, they were like, we need more of him in this film now. So let's make more John Connor scenes, and we'll have to cut back on the Kyle Reese stuff and that. And I feel like you can tell when you're watching this film that there's something off with the script. I think the Marcus character is one of the most interesting characters in this entire franchise, actually. I really enjoyed him and his struggles and not knowing if he's good or not, being part machine, part human, and him not even knowing what's going on. It made it real interesting. It kind of put the viewer in his shoes, and I really like the Marcus character. Aside from that, this movie has some pretty good action. It's pretty entertaining. It's just too bad that we didn't get to see John Connor and Kyle Reese together too much in this film. Like, to see them form that bonding relationship that they have in the future, where they're like really close. We don't really get to see that relationship form in this, which I really would have loved to see. And it's unfortunate. I guess it might be because they were setting up for a trilogy in the future that just never happened. So it is what it is. Coming in at number 4, we got Terminator Dark Fate. Now this movie gets the most hate I've ever seen for a movie that's not terrible. Like, this is an easy watch. It's entertaining. Yeah, it has some problems, but I don't think it deserves the hate it gets. We get Sarah Connor back in this one, and at first I was kind of iffy on her. I figured they were just bringing her back to put meat in the seats, for lack of a better term, make more money. But I think they did enough with her character. I like how she's like really broken in that after she lost her son, and how she has like a death wish on this Terminator. And I just really like her character in this one and the growth that she had. I think Grace is another great side character, where she's kind of like Marcus, where she's human but she has some machine qualities to her. And I always find that those are the most interesting characters to follow in this series. And yeah, she's like has an attitude and everything to her, so I really like her character. It's just Danny that really is very forgettable in this. She's the most forgettable main lead in this entire franchise. She's a very warm-hearted girl. She's nice. She cares for her family. She's likable. It's just that she's super forgettable. Like, she doesn't do a whole lot in this, and she just doesn't stand out, which is unfortunate. And the same kind of goes for the Terminator in this one. He's basically like a mixture of the T1000 and the T800, which is a little silly if you ask me. But he is ruthless. Like, he'll cut everybody down in his path to get to Danny, which I appreciate. But all in all, I really enjoy this film. I think it's really entertaining, has pretty good pacing throughout. Some of the action is real great. And like I said, I just don't think it deserves the hate that it gets. Coming in at number 3, we got Terminator Genesis. Now, this one is kind of one that goes up and down for me. I either love it one day, I hate it the next day. On my last watch of this, I actually loved it again. I think the biggest problem that I had with this before, and I feel like most people have with it now, is the casting, where we get Jay Courtney as Kyle Reese. He doesn't feel like it at all. Same as Emilia Clarke. All these characters don't feel like our original characters of Sarah Connor, of Kyle Reese, of John Connor. But since they changed the timeline so much in the future, in the past, everything's getting messed up. I feel like it kind of works for this film. Because you're not going to end up with the same characters as you ended up before after they switched the future and past so many times. And I do like the whole role reversal with Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese, how she's the one telling him what to do and being like the soldier. When he goes back, he's super confused and doesn't know what's going on. So I did like that little switch we got there. I like how they used Arnold's age in the film, how they made him wait behind and not use the time machine, so that the next time we see him, we can see how old he really is with his gray hair and that. I thought that was cool. And John Connor as the bad guy, I don't mind it. I used to hate it, but you know what? It's not really John Connor. It was Skynet that infected him this way, and they knew that was their only chance at getting back at the humans. And I really do like that John Connor was like the leader of the resistance and like the savior of humanity. And in this one, he's like the opposite. He's the last surviving chance of Skynet, you know? So there's a lot of parallel universes in this film. And it's just too bad this didn't get made into a trilogy either, because this is one of those trilogies that I had no idea where it would have been going since they changed so many things. So at least we'd have that element of surprise in this one. Now guys, there's no right or wrong way to rank these top two. Obviously we got Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day left. It really just depends on your preferences. So here I go. At number 2 for me personally is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now this is my favorite sequel of all time, and it still doesn't surpass the original for me. It's a 10 out of 10, just like the other film. But, like I said, it goes by preferences, so I just prefer the original film. But T2 is a whole lot of fun. We do lose a little bit of that horror element, but they add in a comedy element that really works with this film as well. We get top-notch characters all around. We get to see Sarah Connor really grow into like a soldier at this point. We get her son John, who is around 10 or so, I believe, in this film. And he's just whole lot of fun, especially with him hanging around with the T800. He like teaches it different things, how to be more human and more cool, which is a whole lot of fun. Especially seeing the T800 as a good guy. Like, that was a huge twist when this film came out. Imagine being in theaters and seeing the T800 come towards John with that shotgun, and you'd be like, oh shit, he must be the bad guy. But they really flipped it on its head and made him the good guy, and made the T1000 the bad guy, which is one of the best villains ever. The T1000 is one of the most menacing, cool, it's everything. He's the whole package, man. We get kick-ass action scenes in this, whether you're talking about the car chases or like the shootout over at the Cyberdyne's factory. Like, there's so many great action scenes in this. There's great comedy. The CGI and effects are outstanding for 1991. And even the score is even tweaked a tiny bit and enhanced in a way that made the original score even better. But guys, this is an all-around perfect film, and I completely understand if you do put this in first place. But for my first place, I gotta give it to the original, The Terminator from 1984. This film is just everything to me. One of my favorite movies of all time. It has some of the best performances I've ever seen. I love the chemistry between Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn as Sarah Connor and Kyle Reese, and I truly buy into their relationship, and that love story is just amazing. I'm a huge sucker for time travel and time loop films, so this one's right up my alley. You know, you get that perfect loop going on. We got this really dark tone and atmosphere to this film, much like a horror movie. This is partially a horror action film mixed in with some sci-fi as well, and it does all those elements perfectly. And for Arnold Schwarzenegger, the T-800 is the role that he was meant to play. Like, he isn't the most charismatic actor or whatever out there, so he plays the machine perfectly. Like, all the movements, everything down pack. He got like the physical presence as well to be this big villain, and everything just worked. Yeah, you could have a few out of date effects, like when he's in the bathroom fixing his eye and shit, but that doesn't bother me one bit because it came out in '84 and it's a fairly small budget flick as well, so that just doesn't bother me, and I never even noticed it back when this was on VHS. And all in all, I just really like every aspect of this film. They really get everything right, in my opinion. And it's just super rewatchable. I've watched this film countless times, even more than T2. It's just that good, and it's my third favorite movie of all time. So it easily comes in at number 1. So there you have it, guys. There's my ranking of the Terminator franchise. I want to know how you rank all 6 of these films down in the comment section. And let me know what you think of my ranking. Did you hate it? Do you agree with it? And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.